Recently, there has been a debate on state policing. Yeah. This discussion not be here. In fact, this discussion involved past leaders, presidents, head of state. He was a debater. See, the solution to insecurity inside this country. Now, state police, let us decentralize our police. Make states get their own policing. So that we can handle insecurity. So if anything happen for your state, you go hold governor responsible. You wanna hear me? IGP don't kick against them. He say no, you no go work. Inspector General of Police. Say no. That will avail the governors the opportunity to misbehave. And in a way, they talk through small. But we will listen to the argument first. We will listen to them in total. When we come back, we will now finalize from what we have heard in the argument I want to play for you now. We'll watch.
State policing. This is one phrase that has been a subject of discussion on the streets, in the parliament, even among civil society organizations. Series of security challenges in recent times have necessitated the calls for the National Assembly to enact a law that would allow states to manage their security without interference from the center. This is the reason for this national dialogue. Represented by the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Ben Okolo, the IGP fired the first salvo when he told the audience that Nigeria is not ripe for state policing. Egbetokun also advised that the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, be merged as a department under the police force.
On the issue of state police, it is the submission of the leadership of the Nigerian police force that Nigeria is yet to mature and ready for the establishment of state-controlled police. This is due to the underlying reasons. There are potential for abuse of power by state political leadership. State governors could use police forces under their control for political or personal gain and undermine human rights and security.
But this position is in sharp contrast with that of former President Goodluck Jonathan, who was more direct when he said the country should be thinking of how to operate state police effectively now and not debating on whether Nigeria needs it or not. Same views were shared by former military head of state Abdulsalam Abubakar.
The issue is not states having police, but how will the state police function vis-a-vis the national security architecture? When I set up the 2014 National Dialogue, within that period, we have a lot of challenges in the country. People were agitating so many areas. But when we set up that dialogue, one thing that the whole almost 500 delegates agreed without much ado was the issue of state police.
It is absolutely necessary the politicians, as much as possible, should avoid exerting influence on the ways the police is going to operate.
Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barau, and Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, asked participants and discussants to share their opinions objectively in the interest of the nation, as recommendations from the national dialogue will be taken seriously by the National Assembly.
Let us seize this opportunity with open hearts and open minds. Let us listen to one another, learn from one another, and work together to find common ground.
In discussions as significant as this, it is imperative that we approach each debate with objectivity and neutrality. We must acknowledge our biases and set them aside in favor of what is most beneficial to our dear country.
You hear them? You hear when Goodluck talk and say, make we get state police, say now what you go save this country, decentralize the police. Say the argument is not about whether state policing is good or not. Say the argument should be how we should make it work. And that is true. It's not about, because all of us know say, that's state policing, governors go abuse it. But how do we make it work so that governors will not abuse it? That should be the argument. But for state policing, we need state policing. When also hear within Abdulsalam Abubakar, the same thing. IG no come, you go send one Igbo man, make a representative. Maybe like say, the Igbo stand 9 be that. The man say, no, governors, they will abuse it, this one, no, that one, no. Main focus is how do we make it work, not whether it is good or not. All of us go say, it's good. But say abuse go there. So how do we now curtail the abuse of the state governors on state policing? That should be the argument. Now where we supposed to fight to now? Arrange and where so that it go work. So that governors will be accountable. Not be say they go buy a person for inside Benue State. Just like the time of autumn when he was governor. He kept crying. Hey, federal government. Hey, they are killing us. You cannot do anything for yourself. This time, make we see who will they cry now. Whether you will they cry to federal government. You carry your own cross. You save your own people. Are you getting it? Me, I know say abuse go dey. These governors, you go use them to win election. They suppress their opponents. Now where we supposed to look inside and say, how do we make sure that we deplete that excess powers of the governors on this state policing so that they don't go use and do anyhow. They will just use and do that. That should be the argument. Not whether it is good or not. Because all of us can agree that it is good. You hear me? Insecurity are carriala. Not everything will be calling at the government at the center. 36 states with the capital. President, they carry everything for head. How you not go die early? You understand? Let states take responsibility of the security of their terrain. That is what that argument is all about. It's good. Good luck. You tried during your own time when you had that confab where people come to debate on so many issues that will make Nigeria work. You can't come out now, then sweep that resolution of the confab under the carpet. Nobody won't read them again or even implement them. It's part of the problem that we are facing now. But you have said it. We should not be bothered about whether it's good or not. The kokunana, how do we make it work? I'll go say on later.
Imagine a country where its citizens get to enjoy the road without this. Imagine a country where unprecedented fuel scarcity does not cause panic at the filling station. That is why Innocent Vehicles has embarked on manufacturing environmental-friendly gas-powered cars while still offering comfort, luxury, and doggedness for the African roads. Innocent Vehicles, the pride of African roads.